Hello everyone and welcome to episode 45 of the group Ironman series. In the last episode, I hinted at starting a crafting grind this episode, and yes, we are going to be doing that. The reason is if we check our bankroll here, we still have a Zenite shard, and I want to use this Zenite shard for a Tormented Bracelet, as it's probably the best upgrade that it can be used for. Pretty much everyone on the team except for Doug currently has a Ring of Suffering, and I do want to get him a Ring of Suffering eventually, but I feel like one Tormented Bracelet that can be shared between everyone is more valuable than a Ring of Suffering to one person. I think we also have like 3 Anguishes already as well, so that is something to consider. And we have 0 Tormented Bracelets and 0 Tortures. Now I don't think the Torture is that useful, so I am going to use this on the Tormented Bracelet. To start off this grind though, the first thing I need is money, as sand not only costs a lot with the buckets, but it's 50 GP to put the sand into the buckets after sandstone mining, and 284k, that's not going to cut it. I went ahead and scrounged all the alkables I can find. Most of the alkables are gone, as I spent almost all the money on runes for the Inferno. That being said, if you haven't seen the Inferno video, I highly recommend watching it. I put a lot of effort into it, and those who have watched it do seem to enjoy it, so do yourself a favor, go check that out. I am here at Sears to start doing some agility alking. I am very close to a agility level, only 15k away from 73. I'm not sure how far I'll go. I'll probably go to 74, maybe not, to be honest with you. For sure getting 73 though, and I will need a lot of cash, so I will definitely at least alk all of the battle staffs and the onyx bolts. But the rest of it, I don't even have enough nature runes to alk the rest of it, so we'll see how far we go. For those of you curious, before I start alking anything, here's the price checker on everything. I'm still alching, but here is 73 agility. After jumping off this ledge here, we should get ourselves up to 74 agility. Now, I haven't finished alching everything. 8 mil cash should be plenty for the crafting grind we're about to commence, but first we're going to need a lot of buckets because we're going to get a lot of buckets of sand. So let's head to the recipe for disaster chest. I'm going to need around 50,000 empty buckets to fill into sand, but I figured since I am buying 50,000 buckets, it would be a good opportunity to do it at the Cultivator's chest because I can also buy grapes here and bank myself quite a bit of cooking XP. So I'll be hopping through a lot of worlds, buying the grapes, buying the bucket packs, and I'll see you guys once I have 50,000. After a lot of world hopping later, we now have ourselves 50,000 empty buckets, and I did have some grapes already banked, but we got even more now. 2,095, which is exactly enough to get me from 75 to 78 cooking. I do think I want to eventually get 80 cooking. It's a nice level to get. It means I can cook sharks, so another person on the team that can cook sharks. And every total level matters as we are high up on the high scores right now. I will definitely come back and buy some more grapes in the future, but now that we have 50,000 empty buckets, it is time for a very long mining grind. So the mining commences. I'm pretty sure the majority, if not almost all of the mining XP I've gained on this account has been here at Sand. Yeah, I've just spent a lot of time here. It's pretty efficient, it's not too bad, especially now that we have a dragon pickaxe, or I guess multiple dragon pickaxe, because Doug actually has a crystal pickaxe now. Yeah, this I think is going to take 12, maybe more hours than that. For you guys, it'll be 12 seconds. For me, be multiple days. So, I'll see you guys when anything new comes up. There is 72 mining, and I should mention that all these mining levels I will be getting from this sandstone grind will actually help me for Chambers of Xerix, as the higher mining that you have, the better DPS you have against the Guardian's Room and the Chambers of Xerix. Yes, I realize this is not the sandstone mine, but while editing my last video, I decided to do something AFK, and sandstone wasn't exactly it. And as you can see, I got myself 2.2k Stardust, and I also got myself a mining level up to 73 mining now, and quite a bit past 73 to be honest. I did get that, so that way I can go into here and buy myself the Celestial Ring. The reason I want this, or I figured it was worth it, is it does actually give you a +4 invisible boost while mining, and I feel like that will help out quite a bit going for the sandstone. Back at the sandstone mine, and if we ever mine this here, we are going to get ourselves 74 mining, another mining level, a lot to go. Well, we hit our first benchmark, if you want to call it that. We are up to now 25,000 buckets of sand. It won't even let me put this last sandstone into the grinder to get 25k exactly. We are also very close to a mining level, so that's kind of cool. I'll probably record with that because 75 is very big. But it looks like we have to grab our cash stack, get some more empty buckets, and empty out the sand grinder. Time to claim all this sand. Let's just go ahead and claim 25k. And there is a substantial cut to my cash stack. So it looks like it'll be about 3 mil to get all the sand I need. That's not too bad overall. It is not great, but let's just go ahead and deposit another 25k buckets, and now we have ourselves another 25k sand to mine. Let's get to it. Almost missed it, but there is 75 mining, which is pretty big, and I think my character just moved there while in the screen. I'm not sure what that was. There is 76 mining. I think only one more mining level to go. We are really inching up on that sand goal. There is 77 mining. I am extremely close, and I guess since I basically have a full inventory now, I'll go ahead and show you guys. Very, very small amount of sand to go. Like 4k sand left, and then we will be good to go. That being said, there is a chance I might need a little bit more sand after that, but we'll get to that when that time comes. Here we are. We have now got another 25,000 buckets of sand, so if I go to claim and I just type in another 25k, my cash stack is going to go down by quite a bit again, but we are now up to 51,000 buckets of sand. That being said, I do think I might need around 60,000 buckets of sand after looking at it. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the remaining buckets I need. It looks like another 8,686. Wow, that worked out interesting. 8686. So I'll go buy those empty buckets, throw them in the sand grinder, and we'll do one last mining grind. Here is the last level we'll probably be getting, at least in mining on this grind, as we only have about 1,000 more sand to go. 78 mining, that is very big. As I've stated, every mining level is going to help with Guardians in the Chambers of Xerix. But that's a pretty big level considering I started at like 70 or 71 mining. Finally, after a very long mining grind, we now have all the buckets of sand, at least I think, I hope my calculations are correct, for 99 crafting. So let's go ahead and claim our sand. 9,000 of those. Definitely took a hit to the cash stack there, but overall, worth it. Now let's go ahead and gather up all our supplies and see what we're working with. Here is all the crafting supplies I have now. Over 38,000 molten glass, over 60,000 sand, almost 10k giant seaweed, and 1721 normal seaweed. The one thing we are running low on is Astral runes, which I can just buy from a shop, but as I've stated, we are running quite low on funds. So I think what I'm going to do, in a hope to not only get Astral runes, but to increase my rune crafting level, is actually rune craft all the Astral runes I need. I should need somewhere around 7,000, maybe a small bit more, maybe a small bit less, but we'll go with 7,000 for now. And since I'm just going for runes and I don't care too much about XP, the XP is nice, but I won't be going for a Daylight Essence, so I'll just be using normal rune essence. So before I do that though, I do need rune pouches. Although it took over 200 kills, we now have all 4 of the rune crafting pouches, so we can go ahead and do some Astral rune crafting. I need approximately 7,000 Astral runes and I currently have 876. I think I'll get about 40 per run because I use 2 per teleport. So this may take a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. One of the good things about runecrafting my own Astral runes is I actually get a decent bit of runecrafting XP. I did the math and it looks like I'm getting 2,400-ish Astral runes per hour, which is not too bad. And then I'm also getting around 22k runecrafting XP per hour. It's pretty crazy because if you told me I'm getting 22k XP per hour in a skill, I'd tell you you're crazy, like that's not good. But it's runecrafting, so it ends up being good. I really don't like that dynamic, and hopefully that new runecrafting minigame that's coming out soon is going to fix that. But there we are, 54 runecrafting, and we'll probably get 55, maybe even 56, so we can get 1850 total level. Here we are, 55 runecrafting. I think this is the level needed for Fremennik Exiles, so that's kind of nice, and we are now only one level away from 1850 total. And here is yet another level, 56 runecrafting. That does mean I am now 1850 total level. Quite a lot of total levels gained recently. I do think that is the last rune crafting level I will be getting from this grind, as I'm very close now to the 7k Astrals, so let's just finish that off. Finally, after a few hours, this is going to be 7,000 Astral runes, which means I now have everything. I have the sand, I have the seaweed, I have the ruins. We can go ahead and start making some molten glass. There is, however, one small thing I want to get done, so let me go ahead and show that. The absolute last thing I want to do before starting to make the molten glass is use up all of the gems I have in my bank to get as much crafting XP as I can. I'm only probably going to use these sapphires and emeralds that I got from the gauntlet and just make them into rings because it's the only thing that's really useful. We don't really need much else in jewelry, and that should get me as close to level 87 as possible. The reason I want that is molten glass is going to be more XP per molten glass if I'm at level 87, as I will be able to make Dorgishan light orbs if I have 87 crafting. So I'll finish making all of my sapphires into rings as well as my emeralds, and then we can finally start with the molten glass. After a lot of ring making later, we now have 3,200 sapphire rings and 1,500 emerald rings. I heard my team is actually pretty fine on dueling rings, but if they do need some, then I will happily provide it to them. However, for the ring of recoils, I am going to go ahead and put my fair share into the shared. I think 2,400, so 600 apiece should be completely fair, and then leaves about 800 for myself. So I think that should be good. It feels like it's been a very long time to get to this point, and that's because it has been, but we can finally start casting Super Glassmake. I will say this is a lengthy process, and it will not get me very far, probably get me 2 crafting levels up to 84 crafting, and then we'll actually have to blow all the molten glass. So this is, again, another lengthy process, but it's not even anywhere close to as bad as actually blowing the glass or even mining the sand. I think it'll take me around 9 to 10 hours to make all of my seaweed and sand into molten glass, so let's get to it. Now, one thing I want to try out with the Super Glassmake is I've heard they've updated the looting bag recently where it actually works inside the Pharaoh Enclave. So if we go ahead and cast Super Glassmake here, a lot of the molten glass tends to overflow out of your inventory. So with my looting bag open, can I just pick this up? I can. That is actually pretty good. This could be the best way to do Super Glassmake. So now if I go to the chest, I can go ahead, deposit all, and then I think I can just deposit all looting bag. Oh, no, that doesn't work. It looks like I still have to view the looting bag in order to deposit, but that's still much better than the previous option. Normally I would have to like bank my inventory, then pick up the molten glass on the ground, or like wait a while for it to like stack up a lot. If you wait a while for it to stack up a lot on the ground, it can despawn. I just feel like this looting bag method is a much better way of going about it. Keeping up with my birdhouse runs while super glass making, I am about to get myself 78 hunter here. Quite nice. 2 more levels and I can do crystal implings and herbivore. I'm at Ironman Island because I have been doing my birdhouse and seaweed runs, but we are actually about to get a crafting level here. Super Glassmake actually gives a decent amount of crafting XP. It's really decent. 84 crafting now, and if we check our molten glass stack, we are actually way over 100k molten glass now. I think I should end up with somewhere between 140k to 150k-ish. Maybe I'm a little off there, but we'll see. Almost done now though. Only 16k more sand to go, which is actually quite a bit, but we're making some progress. After a long time of casting Super Glassmake, with this last cast here, we are done. We check our bank, only 3 sand left, and can't really cast anything with that. A little bit of leftover seaweed, but that's fine. This is all we care about right here. 135k molten glass. I think I was a little bit off of my calculations, but I do think this is still enough for 99 crafting. If not, it'll get me extremely close, and I can finish off the rest just with the extra seaweed I already have. It's awesome, though. This will take me an extremely long time to blow it all. I think it's like 2k an hour, so like 70 hours to blow all this. I will not be doing that in this episode. I am just going for 89 or 90 crafting just so I can boost to make the tormented bracelet. So let's get started because like I said, this is going to take an extremely long time. The good news is once I hit 87 crafting, I can start blowing Dorgishan orbs, which are a lot more XP. Here is 85 crafting. There is 86 crafting. And there is 87 crafting, which now means I can make Dorgishan light orbs, which should immensely increase my XP per hour. So now a lot more molten glass still left to use, over 100. Actually, I can just show you guys. 119k molten glass still left to use, and we need level 90 in order to make the tormented bracelet, because I can plus 5 boost from 90 for 95, which is what's needed for the tormented bracelet. 88 crafting. There is 89 crafting, only one more level until we can plus 5 boost to make the tormented bracelet. This has taken an extremely long time, but looks like we have about 4 hours to go. The grind is over. 90 crafting. That means I can now stew boost to make a tormented bracelet. I do need an onyx, and then I also do need to get a plus 5 boost, but that is so nice to finally be over because this took an extremely long time. This video does not do it justice about how long this has taken me. It's been tens of hours, maybe even over 100 hours in this video alone, just grinding for this one goal. I did not think it would take this long. But we're not quite done yet. A couple small things to do. I did get a lot of toggle. I can just go ahead and show you guys from my Inferno attempts. And I have a decent amount of Chaos Runes from the Gauntlet. So let's just go ahead and get 260k toggle, buy the Onyx, make it into a Zenite, and then a plus 5 boost, and we're good to go. We got the toggle for an Onyx now. Now all we have to do is turn it into a Zenyte. I've never actually made a Zenyte before. I think you just use the Onyx on the wall flame. And there we are. We now have a Zenyte shard. I think we just cut it here. And then the only thing that stands between me and a Tormented Bracelet is a +5 crafting boost. After a lot of time trying to get this boost, I did finally get it. And there it is, the Zenyte Bracelet. Let's go ahead and get the runes to enchant this thing. With this enchant right here, we will now have ourselves a Tormented Bracelet. An absolute beast of an item, a best in slot glove slot for the magic. 10 attack bonus, 5 magic damage, and then also the 2 prayer bonus, which is pretty decent, to say the least. It's a little better than decent, it's absolutely insane. Very happy to get this item. It's going to be extremely good for raids, and for people who don't have the Bofa, it'll be really good for Zora, and just overall, it's a best in slot mage item. There's not much more there is to it. Very happy to get that done. Like I said earlier, this episode probably took me in the range of about 100 hours in total of game time to make. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and in the next one, I will be working on a Cape of Accomplishment, but not that crafting cape. You guys will see in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It has taken me a lot of time to make, as you're probably aware of, as I said in this video quite a bit. If you did enjoy though, make sure to like, and if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, and leave a comment as well. Maybe tell me how your day's going or something along those lines. I know it's annoying to remind you guys to do all that, but it really is just the best way to support me, so I'm going to say it here at the end of the video. There is one thing I cut out of this video. Alonescape has been grinding the hard combat achievements non-stop. He got 87 Slayer and a lot of boss KCs, and I offered to help him where I could, and I'll just give you a sneak peek. If you want to see the rest, make sure you watch his videos, and I'll see you guys later.
My chest plate on the first kill.
The first kill, we get a chest plate.
Dude, there's no way.